Ayan, puntahan natin ngayon yung sample problems. Alright, we'll look at problems using both the percentage of sales method and the aging of accounts receivable method. Remember to always identify the given information and determine the correct method to use. Sasabihin ba yan ng problem? Yes. Okay, sasabihin naman kung ang ginamit ay percentage of sales or aging of accounts receivable. Mahalaga ba yun? Yes, kasi magkakaiba yung sagot. Depende sa method. Alright, puntahan natin tong sample problem number 1. Percentage of sales method. Uy, ito yung madaling method, no? Kasi imumultiply mo lang sa percentage of uncollectibility yung mismong sales. Dali lang, no? Sige, basahin natin yung scenario. It is December 31, 2025, so year end. And your company has a total of 500,000 in credit sales for the year. So meron ka ng sales. Ayun, no? Nakuha mo na yung sales. 500,000. Then, based on historical data, the company estimates that 1.5% of credit sales will be uncollectible. So, nakuha mo na rin yung percentage of uncollectibility. Kumpleto na ba yung information na kailangan mo? Yes. Binasa mo pa ulit yung sumunod na bullet point. The allowance for doubtful accounts currently has a 1,000 debit balance from a previous write-off. Kailangan mo pa ba yung info na yan? Hindi na, kasi ito lang kailangan mo eh. Percentage of uncollectibility and yung sales na 500,000. Pwede ka na mag-entry? Hindi pa. Kasi syempre, multiply mo muna, no? 500,000 times 1.5%. Magkano yan? Kasi calculate ko. Ayun. 500,000 times 1.5%. 0.015. 7,500. Ayan. Pwede ka na mag-entry. Na-compute mo na yung expense eh. So, debit, doubtful accounts expense or bad debts expense. Magkano? 7,500. Credit allowance for doubtful accounts, 7,500. Ganun lang kasimple, no? So, ito yung solution. So, calculate the estimated bad debt expense. Then, yun na nga, no? Credit sales times estimated percentage. So, 7.5. Prepare the journal entry. So, ayan. Basahin mo na lang ito, no? Ito pala. Basahin natin, no? Since the percentage of sales method focuses on the income statement, the debit or credit balance in allowance account is ignored. Ayun yung ginawa natin dito. Hindi natin pinansin yung last bullet point when calculating the entry amount. So, the calculated amount of 7.5 is the entry. Simpleng-simple, no? Alright. Yan. May binanggit pala ulit dito na concept, no? Focuses on the income statement daw. Bakit kaya tinawag na focuses on income statement yung percentage of sales method or tinatawag din siyang income statement approach? Income statement approach. Okay, bakit kaya tinatawag na income statement approach yung percentage of sales method? Kasi yung nako-compute mo under percentage of sales method is yung expense na mismo. And alam mo na ang expense ay nasa income statement o yung mga expense account ay nasa income statement. So, income statement approach, percentage of sales method. So, pag may nakita ka sa problem na ganyan, no, the company uses the income statement approach in estimating the bad debts. So, alam mo na percentage of sales method yung ginamit. Okay? Tandaan mo na yan. Income statement approach, percentage of sales method. Kasi yung nako-compute mo is expense. Okay. Simpleng-simple, no? Yung percentage of sales method. Pause mo na lang to kung kailangan mo ng more time to analyze. Pero proceed tayo sa problem number 2. So, ito. Problem number 2 is aging of accounts receivable method na yung ginamit. Ito na yung medyo mag-iisip ka ng konti, no? Sa aging of accounts receivable method. Basahin natin yung scenario. It is December 31, 2025. Year-end na naman yan. No? The company's accounts receivable balance is 200,000. So, meron ka ng accounts receivable. Ayan na, na-compute mo na, ay binigay na ng problem yung accounts receivable balance. Okay? The allowance for doubtful accounts has a current 500 peso credit balance. Uy! Binigyan ka ng balance sa allowance for doubtful accounts. Kailangan mo na ba yan? Yes, kasi aging of accounts receivable method na yung ginagamit natin ngayon. And alam mo, na kapag aging of accounts receivable method yung ginamit, ang nako-compute dyan is yung allowance. Allowance balance. Okay. So, kailangan mo ba yung existing o yung current balance dun sa allowance account? Yes. So, ito, bilugan mo kasi kailangan mo siya. Ito ring 200, bilugan natin kasi kailangan din natin yan. Alright. So, an aging analysis of the receivables shows that the estimated uncollectible amount should be 8,500. Uy, binigyan ka na ng 8,500 balance. Yan na daw yung estimated uncollectible amount. So, hindi ka na pinahirapan, no? Hindi ka na binigyan ng himay-himay na 200,000. Tapos, ikaw yung magko-compute ng estimated uncollectible amount. So, mabait yung problem. Binigay niya na agad yung 8,500. Hindi kagaya dito sa sample problem natin, no? Na tayo yung nag-compute nung estimated bad debt na 4,600, no? Iyan. Kasi, tinatabulate pa yan, ini-age pa, no? Kina-classify pa according to age or ginugroup according to age. So, yung problem natin na to, sinabi niya na ginawa na yung aging analysis. So, ginawa na daw to ng accountant. Yung aging analysis na yan. And, nag-come up siya sa amount na 8,500. Okay? So, yung 8,500 na yan na ba yung expense? Hindi. Yan nga yung allowance balance. Okay? Kasi yan yung estimated uncollectible amount. Alright. So, prepare the adjusting journal entry to record the bad debt expense for the year. Alright. So, bago tayo mag-prepare ng journal entry, computein muna natin magkano dapat yung expense. Kasi hindi pa natin alam eh. Okay? Yung 8,500 na yan yung allowance. Hindi pa yan yung expense. So, gawa ka ng T-account. Or ako, ito yung ginagawa kong method. Gumagawa ko ng T-account lagi ng allowance for doubtful accounts. Alright. So, magkano daw dapat yung maging uncollectible natin? 8,500. So, yung 8,500, lagyan mo dito sa baba. 8,500. Magkano currently yung balance ng allowance for doubtful accounts natin? 500 pesos. Credit balance. So, yung 500, lagyan mo dito. Credit balance eh, no? So, 500. So, hanapin mo ngayon yung amount dito. Ibahin nga natin yung kulay para cute. Ayan. So, kailangan mong mahanap yung amount sa pagitan yan. Okay? Isusubtract mo lang naman para mapalabas mo yung amount na yan. So, 8,500 minus 500, 8,000. Okay. Check mo nga. 500 plus 8,000. 8,500 ba yan? Yes. Okay. Galing mo na sa mental math, no? So, 8,000. Yan na ba yung expense mo? Yes. Yan na yung expense. Expense. Mali na yung spelling. Madaling araw na kasi. Nakuha mo na yung 8,000. Pwede ka naman mag-entry? Yes. Sige, entryhan na natin. Debit. Saan natin susulat? Wala nang space. Dito na lang. Debit, doubtful accounts expense or bad debt expense. Magkano? 8,000. Credit, allowance for doubtful accounts, 8,000. Okay, ayun na yun, no? Dito, oh. Bad debt expense, 8,000. Credit, allowance for doubtful accounts, 8,000. Then, yung analysis na ginawa is nandito. Ito na lang yung basahin natin, yung bullet point na to. Since this method focuses on the balance sheet, uy, parang yung kanina, nagfo-focus naman sa income statement. O, balikan nga natin, no? So, yung percentage of sales, sabi kanina, since the percentage of sales method focuses on the income statement, yung aging of accounts receivable daw focuses on balance sheet. So, bakit kaya? Kasi, yung aging of accounts receivable method, ang nako-compute mo dyan is yung allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay. And yung allowance for doubtful accounts, o yung gawin na lang nating ADA, allowance for doubtful accounts, again, is a contra-asset account. So, saan mo siya makikita? Sa balance sheet. Okay. So, yung aging of accounts receivable method ay tinatawag din siyang balance sheet approach. Okay. Balance sheet approach. No? So, pag sinabi ng problem, balance sheet approach, the company uses the balance sheet approach in estimating its bad debts. So, alam mo na aging of accounts receivable yung ginamit niya. Okay? And kung ano man yung na-compute mo dun sa aging na yun, hindi pa yun yung expense, yun yung required allowance. So, i-squeeze mo pa yung amount, no? Ang tawag naman dito, no? Squeeze. Kasi parang, piniga mo siya. Squeeze. Ini-squeeze mo yung amount dun sa gitna, no? Para mapalabas mo yung expense na kailangan. Okay, so dito, yun nga, yung allowance balance yung makukuha mo. So, kailangan mo i-squeeze yung expense. Alright, and then, required adjustment is equal to the desired ending balance minus the existing balance. So, pwedeng ito yung gamitin mo na approach, no, na straightforward, sinusubtract lang. Pero ako kasi, dinodrawing ko yung T-account para masanay na ako, no, na nakikita, na-visualize yung T-accounts. Kasi sa future topics, mas magagamit mo pa siya. Mas mapakikinabangan mo pa itong T-accounts na to. So, pwede naman, straightforward, subtract mo na lang. Pero, mas gusto ko kasi yung nakikita ko yung ginagawa ko sa T-accounts. So, alam mo na 8,500 yung required balance and meron ka ng 500 na beginning o na existing na credit balance. So, magkano na lang kailangan mo para mapalabas yung 8,500, 8,000. So, yung 8,000, yun yung expense mo. Okay. Ayan. So, yan ang aging of accounts receivable method. Pause mo na lang ulit yung video kung kailangan mo pa ng more time to analyze. Pero proceed tayo sa problem 3. Ayun, aging of accounts receivable ulit. Pero, with a debit balance. Uy, debit balance siya. Ano kaya ang difference nito? Kanina kasi, yung current allowance for doubtful account natin has a credit balance. Ayun, credit balance. So, yung 500 dito natin nilagay sa credit side. Ayun, nakikita mo ba? Nasa credit side siya. So, yung next problem natin, nasa debit side daw yung current balance. Sige, basahin natin yung scenario. It is December 31, 2025. New Year's Eve, no? Laging ganyan. Laging nagtatrabaho pa yung accountants ng mga ganyang panahon. The total accounts receivable balance is 350,000. So, binigyan ka ng AR, accounts receivable balance. The allowance for doubtful accounts has a current 200 debit balance. Okay, kailangan mo ba yan? Yes, kailangan mo yan. Kasi, aging of accounts receivable method yung gagamitin natin. Then, an aging analysis indicates the estimated uncollectible amount should be 12,000. So, hindi ka na ulit niya pinahirapan mag-compute kung ilan, kung magkano dapat yung allowance. No? Kasi, binigay niya na agad dito na 12,000. Again, pero sa ibang problem, kailangan mong mag-compute. So, dapat alam mo rin kung paano gawin itong gantong klase ng computation. No, bibigyan ka ng ages of account, no? 1 to 30, 31 to 60, 60. Pwede naman magkaiba-iba yung yung segments, no? Pwedeng 1 to 15, 15 to 30, parang gano'n, no? Basta depende yan sa policy ng company or sa preference or sa judgment ng accountant, no? So, ibibigay naman sa problem yan. Ibibigay din yung amount due, And siguro, ibibigay rin to, yung estimated uncollectible amounts. Kukumputin mo lang yung totals dito sa side na yan. Alright, so yan. Ayun nga, hindi tayo pinahirapan, no? Binigyan tayo ng 12,000 na ending balance ng allowance for doubtful accounts. Now, prepare the adjusting journal entry daw to record the bad debt expense. Okay, ready ka na ba mag-adjust o mag-prepare ng journal entry, adjusting journal entry? Hindi pa, no? Kasi hindi mo pa alam kung magkano yung expense. So, ipasok ulit natin yung T account. Alright. So, drawing mo dyan yung T account, allowance for doubtful accounts. Sabi dyan, an aging analysis indicates the estimated uncollectible amount should be 12,000. So, dapat daw meron kang 12,000 dito na allowance for doubtful accounts. Ngayon, the allowance for doubtful accounts daw has a 200 debit balance. So, debit. So, dito mo siya ilalagay. 200,000. Ay, 200 pesos. Tama lang, 200 pesos. Ngayon, magkano kaya yung kailangan mong credit para mag-come up ka sa 12,000? Tama, 12,000 plus 200. Okay. So ako, ang palatandaan ko lang noon, nung undergrad ako, kapag magka-opposite ng side, yung ini-squeeze ko, ipag-a-add ko siya. No? So, 12,200. Okay. Sige nga, try mo nga. 200 debit minus 12,200 credit. Magkano yung matitira? 12,000 na credit. Alright. Ayan. So, di ba parang, no? Ewan ko, kung mag-agree ka, mas madaling i-analyze siya kung naka-T account. Kasi, pag sinabing nasa debit, ayun, nandun siya sa kabila. So, pag in-squeeze mo, kailangan mong pag-addin yung opposite sides. So, makukuha mo yung 12,200. Pwede ka na bang mag-adjust? Yes. Sige, lagay mo na dito yung adjustment, no? Debit, bad debt expense, 12,200. Credit, doubtful, allowance for doubtful accounts, 12,200. And ayun, ito lang din siya. Okay, then ito nga yung analysis na ginawa. And ito, naka-indicate naman dito, no? The existing balance is a debit, so we need to add it to the desired balance to get to 0 before reaching the target credit balance. Alright. Ayan, so ayan yung mga possible na maging problem about doubtful accounts. So ito. Key takeaway, percentage of sales method is an income statement approach. Na-discuss na naman natin kanina, no? It calculates the expense based on sales. And the resulting journal entry amount is the calculated expense itself, ignoring any existing balance in allowance account. Aging of accounts receivable naman is a balance sheet approach. Ang nako-compute dyan is the required balance ng allowance account. And the adjusting entry is the amount needed to get from the existing balance to that desired ending balance. Kaya nagsisqueeze tayo dito. So always read the problem carefully to identify which methods to use and whether the allowance account has a debit or credit balance. So basahin mo maigi yung problem. No, kasi maraming info na kailangan para matama ka sa sagot mo. Okay, kailangan mong malaman anong method yung ginamit. And kung yung allowance account ba ay may debit or credit balance. Okay, kasi pag nagkamali ka dyan, malamang mamamali ka na rin doon sa isasagot mo. Okay, ayan. Ito yung adjusting entries for bad debts. Stop natin yung recording.